about a couple hours later, the weed did wear off, and there was an earthquake. Let's see. So, yeah, to be safe, I stopped running. I like to use cutesy code words to make others feel comfortable. Instead of feeling depressed, I say I'm feeling despresso. Instead of a suicidal ideation, I say Final Fantasy. And when I disassociate, it's just a quick little trip to the void. Because some folks, Dad, they believe that mental health is a choice. And they'll say things like, oh, you always look so miserable, or you used to be such a happy baby. I have a fucking mood disorder. And it's not like I schedule my whole day around my shitty brain, like wake up, categorize my nightmare by trauma, question whether my nightmare medicine is just a placebo, and then have my double shot of espresso and kick off the day. My nephew does this little adorable thing where he mixes up his pronouns. Instead of saying I, he will say you. And it's super cute, but it's also super manipulative. He'll say, you want go to park, or you want hibachi? And you know what? I do want to go to the park. And I do fucking want hibachi. He's barely 3 and he's already mastered reverse psychology. Did everyone have a good 9/11? I was in 5th grade. I was in 5th grade when 9/11 happened. And I remember that day, but I also remember a couple weeks later when I saw a plane flying outside my classroom. And I thought it'd be a really good idea to say, oh, I hope that plane doesn't crash. I was in a lot of trouble that day. My joke did not land well.
I got to think, going to the principal's office for a bit is a rite of passage.
I'm also going to do some impressions. This is my impression of Mickey Mouse. This is my impression, thank you so much. This is my impression of Owen Wilson. Wow. And this is my impression of Celine Dion. Sorry, that was so mean. Moms love me, just not my mom. My mom actually retired, and she shared a video of her little retirement speech to me and my siblings. And in the video, she was crying and telling her team members how proud of them she is, and how much she loves them, and their perseverance, and how they join forces to overcome obstacles. And you know, the whole time I just was like closing my eyes and like picturing her saying this to me and my siblings. And it was very healing. So for Christmas, I think I'll use some AI and drop their names in to this little video, and it'll just be like our little holiday trauma bond stocking stuffer. And my mom is a very hard worker. She always would tell me how she graduated college in 3 years. And I guess anything is possible when your study buddy is cocaine. As I mentioned, my mom's side of the family is chock full of cancer. And I know there's no cure to cancer, but my mom does not skip a day of her daily serving of brown and served breakfast sausage. So I may have discovered a direct cause. Did you nail it? Okay, good. I'm a terrible driver, but I'm not as bad as my older sister. When she received her driver's license, she had to forfeit it 3 months later. She caused 3 accidents, and 2 of them involved the same ditch. So the state made her forfeit her license, take defensive driving classes. But like, how do you defend yourself against a ditch? It's the ditches that need defending. And that's why for as little as $2 a day, you can support DABT, Ditches Against Bad Drivers. We all have fears. Some are rational like dying and some are irrational. I have an irrational fear of the boogeyman. It was instilled in me as a child. If you misbehave, if you're out late, if you live in the first floor apartment building, you're an easy target. My husband actually made a boogeyman stick for me and I'm in my 30s. My other irrational fear is mind control slugs. If you're familiar with Animorphs, you might know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Let's just include any bugs entering any sort of orifices. I don't trust scarabs or Brandon Fraser for that matter. Lastly, sinkholes. What the fuck are sinkholes? Suddenly the ground is just gone and you're on your way to the Earth's core. More people should be afraid of sinkholes. One almost just swallowed an entire high school football team. So imagine that you're running through the park, headphones on, sativa kicking in, and all of a sudden the earth surrounding you opens up and you free fall for, I'm assuming, eternity. And for one moment you're like, wow, I have finally reached runner's high. But you're just being sucked into the earth's butthole. And that's another reason why I stopped running. I'm Kara Fisher, thank you.
Everyone keep it going. One more time. For Kara Fisher!